Hi there, so I've got my new CNC machine all set up here and I'm ready to start doing some cutting. I've already done a couple of test cuts and immediately I'm running into a problem. Hoping that somebody can tell me exactly how to fix this. Maybe somebody's already encountered it themselves and can tell me exactly what they do to resolve this. But I'll give you a little bit of setup info on my CNC machine here so you know what all I got. Maybe that'll also help in the diagnosis. So I ordered a Probotix V90. Ordered this as a kit, bolted it all together myself. I did a couple of upgrades when I ordered this, so I've got the motor driver kit upgrade with the 3-axis Probostep motor drivers. That's the yellow motors you see there on the X, Y, and Z axis. I've got anti-backlash nuts running on the different axes. I did the large enclosure upgrade with the PBX USB breakout board. Also got a 40-volt linear power supply. That's the largest power supply that Probotix offers. I did also have them put a relay board in here to control my dust collector and my router, which is pretty handy. I've got a DeWalt DWP 611 router, which was highly recommended as a good router for the machine. For software, I'm running CNC USB controller. Just to give you a little bit of specs here on my computer, I have the enclosure hooked up via USB here to my netbook, which is a Dell Inspiron Mini netbook. It's running a single-core Intel Atom processor at 1.67 gigahertz. I did do a memory upgrade on it from the standard 1 gigabyte to 2 gigabytes. And for my operating system, I'm using Windows 7 Ultimate 64-bit edition. Now, for my bits, I'm using Precise Bits. This particular bit is a, let's see here, this is a 1/8 inch shank, deep reach 2-flute fishtail end mill with a 1.125 inch max depth of cut. As you can see here, I've already broken one bit when I encountered this problem. So I do not have a bit currently loaded into the router. I don't want to put another one in there until I figure out what's causing this issue, so I don't break the other one that you see there. Now I'm also using a Precise Bits cullet, and I believe they call this a performance grade cullet. Much better than the standard cullets that come on the router. Now for my CNC software, I'm using CNC USB controller. You can see I've got a design loaded up here. This is a classic Nintendo Game Boy. This is the very first Game Boy that Nintendo ever made, and basically I'm wanting to make this into a teething toy. So what I've done here is I've designed this up in VCarve Pro. I set the tool to the bit that I'm using with the 1/8 inch cutting bit. And I set each pass here to run at an 1/8 inch. So it's running at the same depth as the diameter of the bit, which was recommended by Precise Bits, so I don't put too much force on the bit. Now I've got two profile cuts here. I've got a profile cut that goes around the screen to cut out the screen portion of the Game Boy. I've got another profile cut that goes around the body of the Game Boy to cut that out. And I've got these set, the stock that I'm using in the CNC is 3/4 inch, and I've got the cutting depth set to just greater than that, so we'll cut all the way through on both the screen and the body of the Game Boy. Now the problem that I'm having is at some point randomly during operations, the CNC machine will be going around doing one of the passes and it will stall. And the motor will make a weird sound, and you'll probably hear it while I'm demonstrating it. And when it stalls, it's like it's resetting the 0 point location for the cutting. and it starts cutting from a completely different spot, which messes up the whole thing. And so I'm going to demonstrate this for you, and hopefully you'll be able to see it and hear it. So let me go ahead and fire this up. So you can see the CNC is doing the inside profile for the Game Boy screen. And now it's going to start doing the profile cut for the outside. And that weird sound it just made was it stalling out. And now you can see it's traveled further up and it's cutting up higher than where it was originally down here. There was the sound again. Now it's cutting up even further than where it was way down here. You can see on the computer it still thinks it's cutting along the original path. It just did it even again. And now it's returned to what it thinks is the 0 position, but it's definitely not the 0 position. See, it says 0 on the software, but when I move this back to approximately where it was when it started, which was somewhere right around here, you can see that it's way off from where it started. So when the motor is making that weird buzzing sound and it's stalling out, it's definitely changing the direction that it's cutting, and cutting on a whole different piece of this stock than where it originally was. So hopefully somebody knows what's causing this. You can email me at dustin@armadillodreams.com. That's dustin@armadillodreams, that's plural, .com. And I'd appreciate any thoughts, advice, anything you can give me that'll solve this problem. So thanks, guys.